Hey, welcome back to the channel. Guys, we are moving along here. Look, it's a little cloudy today. We had a little bit of rain this morning, but we've got to get the sawmill in. We are so close to getting the sawmill into place, and we really need it. Let me tell you what's going on. If you guys are following our channel, you probably know this, but we are building our shop here. We've got our trusses, we're ready, and we're putting our chest pieces in place so we can actually go at this. The cost of lumber has gotten to the point that it's pretty daggum prohibitive. And prohibitive, that's a hard word for me to say. Prohibitive, there's the word, there you go. Anyway, we really need to get this sawmill up and running because we're going to build a lot of this barn out of green. You know, it's going to be a pole barn, so it doesn't have to be perfect, but we're going to build a lot of this out of the lumber that we mill. Well, we've got the sawmill pad done. If you followed our vlog here, you can see that I'll leave a link up here. Yeah, it's on this side. I never can remember what side it's on. And if you got any comments, please leave that below the video. We'd really like to hear your thoughts. But we got some trees that are right around the pad that we built, and we want to cut those down and get those processed before we bring the sawmill in, just in case one tree doesn't go the right place. It could be a bad day for us. So we're going to play it smart. Listen, I appreciate you watching this. You guys come on with us as we go back here and cut these trees down. And hopefully in this video, if not this video, the next video, we'll put the sawmill in place and start cutting some timber. Hey, we got our tools of the trade here. Tanya's got the big camera with the big lens. She's going to stay off safe distance. I'm going to get you some close-up shots and show you the cuts that I use with the chainsaw. Hey, I'm looking to learn. I usually use the same cut over and over again. So take a look at what I'm doing. If you see something wrong, leave a comment in the comment section below. I'd really appreciate it. So, and this is the pad. Hey, this is the pad that we used or that we built. And I'm just using the tractor as a taxi right now to bring my saws and my hatchets and my cameras and everything down here. We'll get this pushed out of the way and get you some good shots. All right, so this is the first poplar that we're going to take down. Now, obviously, we're going to move the tractor out of the way. This dude, I don't know how tall it is, but it's tall and it's got a natural tendency to want to go this way. So that's exactly where we're going to lay it. And it's also going to be easy for us to work afterwards. So this is probably at the base here, every bit of 24 inches in diameter, 23 at the bottom. So nice tall poplar tree. And it comes with an extra side of poison ivy right there. Like it. You know, I'm only assuming that the saw will start. I didn't even start it before we came here. So we'll see if this thing will crank. I hadn't cranked it in about 3 weeks. Good sound. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm going to look up and make sure there's no dead limbs or anything I need to worry about around it. I don't see anything. This is going to be a pretty safe tree, knock on wood. But I'm going to make my face cut here, aiming the tree, go right down the road, and then we'll do our back cut. Should be a simple tree, we'll see. tire kick. I cut this so I don't think we're gonna need a wedge. Good healthy tree.
So it turns out I forgot to turn the camera on showing the back cut. You guys hang with me. We'll do a better job on this next tree.
All right, we got this big tree laid down. I want you to look at this cut here and tell me what you think. This is the, when I cut the front here off, the bottom part I always do, I actually cut it at an angle, and you can see that the tree actually jumped over to the left a little bit, which was not my intention. I didn't line my saw up well when I made this cut. In the grand scheme of things, it's no big deal. But just look at this, look at the cut. See the hinge right here. Tell me what you think. What I do wrong, what I do right. Hey, we're gonna build a little small building here for the sawmill. It's gonna actually just kind of sit over the head of the sawmill. It's a temporary little thing we're gonna build. But it'd be nice to be able to put a tape measure in it because I don't have a tape measure. And the only thing I have in my truck is just the little basic toolbox, and it's got a 16-foot tape measure in it. So we'll be able to make do, but hey, just point to me, tape measure. 14, does it even have a lock? Ah, don't do it, don't do it, you can do it. 16 here, so that's my magic marker. See that thing kick back? Oh, were you? Well, the saw kicked back when it come down. It's fine. My magic marker. I brought my magic marker with me. These are some beautiful logs, and minus the poison ivy, which luckily I'm not allergic to. But Tanya is really, really, really allergic to it. All right, so there's 16. Help, turn it on. All right, so this is something else I do. Tell me if I'm right or wrong. Leave a comment below. The tree was up off the ground, but there wasn't enough distance up under the tree to get the saw blade up under it. So what I do is I cut wedges in. I'll cut a straight cut, I'll cut a wedge, and then that way as the tree comes down and settles in the middle, I don't get my saw blade pinched. Tell me what you think about that. It turned out pretty good. Couldn't have planned it no better. That log's just perfectly in the way.
We're going to use these big poplar logs for posts for our pole barn, and we're also going to use some of them cut up for forms to make the floor of our pole barn. We plan on putting about a 5-inch thick piece of concrete for our pole barn floor.
I really like this grapple for this precision work. It makes it a lot easier. reach down and pinch something. Hey, Miss Camera Operator, will you move that fuel and oil?
If you're interested in pole barns, you can follow us along on our pole barn build playlist on YouTube. We're going to be updating it as we build our pole barn.
Thank you. So we've got that big poplar tree out of the way. It's stacked up and cut up. And we have, listen, we have hit about an hour. It took us about an hour to do that. And take into an account that we film everything. So moving the cameras around takes time too. So that slows us down a little bit. But we've got a good hour's work in just harvesting that one tree and then cleaning up our mess. Pretty good. We're still a pretty good mess here to clean up, but most of this will dry up and blow away. But anyway, I think we're gonna move on to the next thing. So I want my tree to face this way, fall this way. Solid tree. There's no wind. It wants, or very little wind, and it wants to go this way. That'll do. I gotta get my gear right, tighten it down. So if it runs, if I have to do some running, it ain't hanging me up. I sometimes think that the safety gear is a bigger hazard than the hazard itself. So this is the life we live in. It's just me and Tanya out here doing this, and we really need to get the sawmill in place. This tree is not in my way right now. So this is where it's gonna set. We took this big end off and stacked it up over there. And we have one more tree that's gonna be on, it's basically at the top side of the pad that we built for the sawmill. And it's damaged at the bottom. It's got some dead limbs in the top. so we want it gone. Everything else around us, it may be crooked, but it's healthy. So that's kind of what we're looking for, is to make sure nothing's gonna fall on us or the sawmill while we're out here working if a storm comes up. So let's cut this other tree down and get the sawmill moved in. And guys, we'll call that a video after that's all done. All right, this tree has a natural lean to go this direction, but it's been damaged on both sides. It's rotted in the middle. This is a very scary tree. So I'm going to yell at Tanya and make her move back. Just in case that dude decides to go crooked on me. My biggest concern on a tree like this is that as I'm cutting, it collapses, just falls straight down. We're gonna take the center, we're gonna take it out in pieces. I've got me a path that I can run backwards in the woods, but yeah, they were definitely gonna, yeah, this is probably the worst tree I've ever cut down. Okay, so that was the worst cut I've done in a long time. I was so worried about all the other things, moving cameras out of the way, again, not paying attention to what's really important. I cut my first face cut. It looked pretty good. The wood was pretty decently solid inside the tree, and that gave me some relief that it wasn't going to collapse on itself. In addition, so I was worried about which way it was going to fall, so I stopped what I was doing and moved the camera over just a little bit, and then I came back and reset my feet in a different place and cut at about a 30, instead of directly behind the face cut, I cut it about a 30-degree angle like this. So yeah, it was a really bad cut. It turned out fine. It fell just fine. But guys, sometimes worrying about the cameras is not the right time. It's not the right time to do it. But hey, we live and we learn. We're cutting more trees, and we are using the cameras a lot now out here. So I'm putting that in my memory bank right there, because yeah, worry about the saw, worry about the saw, worry about the saw. Hey guys, I appreciate you watching the channel. We are not getting the sawmill back here today, but we will get it back. We're done. We're ready. We're ready to bring the sawmill in. Listen, appreciate you watching the channel. God bless. Have a great day.